Hey, good Sunday night, everyone. I'm WCIA3 meteorologist Jacob Dickey. The time now, 9:50. We're going to be a little late for our 10 o'clock news, so I thought I'd take a little time and jump on our digital platforms to talk more about an active week ahead with a couple of systems with both strong to severe storm chances and even maybe some wintry mix here. Buckle on in. We'll get started and talk about it. As you're logging on, let me know where you're watching from, and if you have any questions, per usual, when I'm on digital platforms, I'll take some time at the end to answer those questions as we time out things and take a look at it all. Maybe some of those questions get answered during. And I also enjoy seeing where you're from. And in addition, if you let me know too, would you rather have more winter temperatures or if you're ready for spring? Let me know that in the chat. So be sure and tag a friend also as we talk here about an active week ahead. Let's get started. First off, tomorrow, another cooler day. At least the wind comes down here, but the clouds will increase and that will block the sun, keep us from warming quite as much as we'd like to here. Low middle 40s for many of us. That wind is light though, north only 3 to 8 miles an hour. I think this is about the most Midwestern thing I'll say this entire online time with you. If it wasn't for the wind, and certainly that was true for the day today, you sat in the sun and were able to be blocked with wind. It really wasn't that bad out there. Yeah, it was cold, but it was not a cold sun either. The sun angle is a little higher, which allows things to feel warmer. I think tomorrow won't be all that bad. The problem, though, those clouds, I think, are going to block the sunshine for many of us. Here's a look at those wind gusts here. Tomorrow, likely from the north, some wind gusts of 15 to 25 miles an hour at times on the table. And we'll see that north wind keep temperatures down with the clouds increasing from southwest to northeast. Tuesday, though, starting to see changes as our next system approaches. Here we go. South and east wind. That's a warmer wind. Temperatures will start to rise Tuesday afternoon. All Tuesday night, all day Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon, they'll climb too. So our Tuesday afternoon high will also be our Tuesday night low. And by Tuesday morning, then really warming up. Look at these wind gusts, though, as we go into Wednesday. Wednesday will be a very windy day, and that's not including the showers and thunderstorms. We'll have surface winds of 40, the wind gusts, I should say, 40 to 55 miles an hour. I expect a wind advisory to come out. You'll get notified of that on the WCIA3 weather app first. But Wednesday, count it to be another strong, blustery day before the cold front comes on through. What that south wind does is it brings temperatures up. Monday, low 40s. Tuesday, mid to upper 40s. Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. I think by Wednesday morning, we'll probably be in the 50s, maybe making a run for 60 already. But by Wednesday afternoon, we'll be in the low 70s. Upper 60s and low 70s here. That strong wind, though, with some showers and storms is something we need to talk about. Here's that system. You'll see as early as Monday night, could be a few sprinkles out there. Some spot showers Tuesday into Tuesday afternoon. Can't rule out a few of those showers. By Tuesday evening, I think the chance picks on up. And then the main day will be Wednesday here. And as that system slides on by, we will be in the warmer side of things where thunderstorms are on the table for us. And that's where we could get a little mischief depending on how things play out. Primarily, I think Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. Still, maybe the time can adjust a little bit, but that's going to be when I suggest you keep a closer eye on the weather. Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. We'll be watching that closely here. A little bit of a closer look on FUTURETRACK for timing. Again, here's Tuesday afternoon. Just some showers as the front lifts to the north. Probably have some drizzle out there too at times during the day Tuesday. Wednesday morning, some scattered showers roll on in. And then by the time we get to Wednesday late morning into the afternoon, that thought process towards strong storms is kicking on in. And here we go. That's a lot of yellow on FUTURETRACK. Some heavy rain also going to be a concern here. But some of these storms may very well trend on the stronger side. And then just teasing you, what we'll talk about after these storms is starting to see a little bit of purple try and sneak on in Thursday morning early. We'll talk about Thursday in a minute. I want to talk about Wednesday in specific here. What's needed for severe storms? We look for 4 ingredients: wind shear, lift, instability, and moisture. As close as we are to the low pressure, there's a lot of wind shear. And we'll watch and see how that evolves, but there's a lot of turbulence in the atmosphere, and so that's something that will need to be monitored. We've got plenty of lift. As that cold front comes on through, that area of low pressure is close by. The atmosphere will have a lot of rising motion to it. And moisture, that's not going to be a problem either. Likely heavy rain and even the chance for flooding. We may have to watch those sump pumps Wednesday into Thursday morning, depending on how much rain we end up getting in spots. So that's something we'll be concerned about. Instability, the big question with this system. As far north as we are, the instability is not as high as it would need to be. to get severe storms at this point from what we're seeing in the guidance. But it's a very fine line. And in these types of systems that are high wind shear, low instability systems, sometimes your wind shear can help overcompensate for a lack of instability. So we're going to watch that. We would not need a whole lot. We may get just enough where damaging winds would be on the table. That's including the fact that we have strong surface winds, 40 to 55 miles an hour during the day, get a little momentum with some rain and storms, and all you've got to do is get to that 58 number to have some damaging winds here. That would be probably, I think, what we'll watch the most here in our area this far north. We may be saved a little bit by some of those earlier rain showers Wednesday morning into Wednesday early afternoon. We'll see how that evolves, but still, we're kind of on a fine line here, starting to get that spring storm process, that thinking cap underway. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. This is Tuesday. Marginal risk for late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning in western Illinois. Barely clips Cass and Morgan counties. We'll watch all those storms out west during the day Tuesday. And then Wednesday, this is actually the day 4 outlook. They only issue level 2, level 3 that far out in the data 4 to 8 outlook. So there probably will end up being by tomorrow when it moves up in the time cycle for the graphics from the Storm Prediction Center. I think we'll probably have at least a marginal risk in some parts of our area as early as tomorrow. We'll see how that plays out, but still it may be a lack of confidence at this point where they may opt to keep that just to the south. But that slight risk does bump down to southern Illinois, fairly close to our region. So we can't rule it out at this point. Given those ingredients that are in place, we'll be watching that closely. For Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, they'll probably have another regional severe weather outbreak, including several tornadoes down to the south. I don't think we'll be dealing with that. Our threat probably at this point looks more damaging winds, but just like last Sunday night, when I said you'll probably hear about active weather in the national news, you heard about it. Those tornadoes in Texas and then down in New Orleans. This week, maybe another one. Tuesday in the Great Plains, Wednesday here, Thursday on the East Coast. And so likely another big impact system. Let's show you FUTURETRACK. This is our high-resolution version, and it gets us through at least Wednesday midday or so. Mainly scattered showers. This particular run has us a little drier Wednesday morning. If that's the case, I think that severe threat probably looks a little higher. If there's more rain, that keeps the air a little more stable. That's something that we'll be watching. But here we go. This line right here is what we'll have to watch. And you see the timing says 1:30. That's a bit far out at this point, but we are looking at that Wednesday afternoon frame. The fact that it is more linear here would suggest more of a isolated damaging wind threat, especially since ahead of it, still going to have those 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts, if not higher than that. So that's what the thought process is at this point. You get a line like that, and you can get some of those wind gusts, 40 to 55 gusts ahead. That can sometimes transition 55 to 65 mile an hour gusts. So that's maybe something that plays out for us as we evolve, and you can see that line continuing to push off to the east. Behind it, there will still be plenty of rain to go around, I think. Once the severe threat is over, whatever that may end up being, still the rain threat going to be something that we have to watch. Look at these rain totals that FUTURETRACK is suggesting here. I don't want you to look necessarily at the exact location, but let's look at the big trend here this far out. Most everywhere gets at least an inch. A couple of spots may see less than that. Some of these yellows and reds here, an indication where we may have a local corridor set up somewhere in our region of 2 to 3 inches of rain. That's from Tuesday night, Wednesday into Thursday morning. It's a trend we have to watch. If you've got basements and in this time of the year, we start thinking about that flooding threat too. We've got to consider that at this point, not a slam dunk, and exactly where that ends up still remains to be seen, but we're going to have to watch that closely here with that rain chance as we go Wednesday into Thursday. Now remember, Wednesday into Wednesday night, that cold front comes through, temperatures are going to drop. Thursday likely, I think, still has some showers to deal with here, and we get another system into the weekend. Look at the temperatures, though. Look where we end up after this system goes on by. A quick trip up to the 70s and right back down. Thursday, highs in the low 40s. It'll feel cold Thursday again, much like it did this past Friday. And then Friday, Saturday, it's still in the 40s. They're struggling to get back into more seasonable temperatures in the 50s here. What we see in the guidance is that that chance for some of these showers coming in Thursday, there's some moisture wrapping around in the backside of that low pressure. And that may be enough to give us a little wintry mix somewhere into the region Thursday afternoon, Thursday night. This is not a slam dunk. More than anything, let's think of this as an opportunity for some wintry mix to make us all unhappy, at least us spring lovers here. You get a little wintry mix, it may be a little more northwest, but that's an opportunity. The first of two I think we have in the 7-day forecast, where we'll have to watch Thursday into Thursday night and see how things evolve. And then as we go into Friday, at least we're dry and sunny, but by Saturday, more rain moves into the region, I think. Another system on the way, so we'll call it scattered showers for now. And this time of year as well, if you're looking for wintry mix, you often have to look during the nighttime hours. And as you go into Saturday night, again, playing that game where a quick system sliding on through could take advantage of nighttime cooling of temperatures and give us another chance. So there's two chances where maybe we get a little wintry mischief Thursday into Thursday night, Saturday night. Is it a given? No. Does the setup suggest it's possible? Certainly, and that's why we're letting you know about it here. I tend to think it's probably going to play out that way at this point. Yes, there's still some opportunities to change, but we're having trouble warming up here into the region and getting much in the meaningful out of that. That Saturday system, too, may add to this rainfall totals. This is the 7-day look. They're very well maybe a 2 to 4 inch corridor setting up into the region here. Again, exact location. Let's look at the trend instead, the big picture. Most spots are getting at least 1 to 2 inches out of this, with some spots getting higher than that. That exact placement of the highest totals will depend on some more localized features with the systems rolling on through. I'll mention too the extended outlooks for the first week or so of April still suggest cooler than normal temperatures. That may mean 40s, maybe low 50s if we're lucky. For highs, lows in the 30s, perhaps even slipping into the 20s on a couple of nights. Spring's coming, but it's going to take its time here. It's almost like it teased us a little bit, and we're stuck in this cold pattern here for a while. I even wore my floral print tie, try and help it warm up. There's looks like tropical flowers and little watermelons on it. Doing what we can here. We're working on the weather system, trying to hit that button for spring. It's not working. I think a lot of us are ready for spring, especially now that we're ending the month of March. March, though, came in like a lamb. Say it with me. It goes out like a lion. And that's what we've got here as we transition into April. Big message here, of course, download the WCIA3 weather app. It's a great app to have. I've got a full write-up, a nice weather video there for you. Just updated that moments ago, so you can catch all of the details there as well. This forecast will be valid Sunday night and Monday morning, and I encourage you to check back with the forecast for the week. We love looking at the chance for snow and wintry mix. We really do, but I still have some concerns about Wednesday, especially with heavy rain and flooding potential. That's something we'll have to watch. And then that fine line for some strong damaging winds in any stronger storms certainly has to be monitored as well. But then after that, we can talk all day about it, because that's about all we'll have to talk about with the colder temperatures that look to stick around in the region. That's what I have for you. Thanks for joining me tonight. Our show starts at about 10:20 or so on TV, and so we'll have news and weather updates sometime during the 10:20 block. I don't know the exact time, but I'll have another weather update for you there. You'll get all the news updates and sports updates as well on this Sunday night. In the meantime, I'm going to go back and answer questions, look at comments, see how many people don't like me right now. We will have those questions and more answered for you here and wrap things up. Again, check the website, check the app. I've got a lot of updates there. Hopefully we got a lot of the questions answered as well. All right, we got folks checking in from all over. Love seeing where you check in from. Moequa, Watsika, Decatur, Neoga, Villa Grove, Danville, Mattoon, Pawnee. We got some folks from out of state, Mississippi, the Carolinas. Folks saying they want spring. I'm done with winter. Frankly, I'm ready for spring at this point. Once we got to 70, that's enough snow for me. I'm done with it. I'm ready for outdoor walks. Keep on sliding through. A lot more than anyone. I think most people are ready for spring here than anything in that spring weather. Somebody said, let's just jump to summer. We would like to have some spring temperatures. Last year we got 2 days of spring, it seemed like. Here's a good point I want to make. I talk about the chance for snow. It's hard to get a snowstorm this time of year. The ground is still fairly warm, at least, not as cold as it was in February, per se. The sun angle helps a lot, too. Could we get some accumulation? If the cards play themselves right, the stars align, sure, that's on the table. But at this time of year, really impacts aren't something you have to worry too much about. Can it happen? Sure. Could it happen this next week, Thursday and again Saturday? Sure. That's all on the table, but at this point, we'll be watching closely and keep an eye on it. So don't think snowstorm, just think chances or opportunities that we have to watch closely. Thursday, Saturday night. Thursday, Saturday night to see how that evolves. This far out again, measurable snow. That's hard. That's really next to impossible to say. What we're looking at is the specific pattern and recognizing the timing, the cold air, the setup, which at least gives those opportunities. Could it just be nothing more than some spitting snowflakes? Sure, that certainly could be all we get out of a wintry mix. And could it stay a cold rain? Sure, real fine line for that. Will everyone get the chance for a wintry mix? No, I think it'll only be certain areas. Generally, the further north and west you live this time of year, the better your chances. But we won't rule anyone out at this point for that. We'll recognize that pattern. Could very well be anyone if you're watching in central Illinois. What else? A lot of folks. Seems like spring, spring, spring. Some folks want me to get rid of the severe weather ingredients. I wish I had that power. I'd take care of it in a heartbeat. But you know, that's not how it works around here. We don't control the weather. We just forecast the weather. If we controlled the weather, sunny and 75 every day. Here's a great comment. I would agree with this. So tired of this back and forth weather. It's playing havoc with the body. Ready for warmer weather? Yeah. This is the time of year where the up and downs really get the allergies and the sinuses going and your bones aching. I'm to the point where almost my bones are aching a little bit. But certainly soon we'll get to consistent weather. We expect this, though, this time of year. There's nothing unusual about cold and warm. We look at the average temperature. We should, on average, be in the 50s. Half the time we're above that, half the time we're below that. This year maybe is looking like one of those times where we're below that, for now at least. All right, looks like we got the questions answered and comments taken care of. So yeah, download that app, whether it's strong storms on Wednesday or cold temperatures that might mix with rain and turn into perhaps wintry mix Thursday and Saturday night in particular. You can get those details in the Weather Now article, the weather app. Great app to have. You'll be probably getting Tuesday. The first thing you'll get on there is a wind advisory for Wednesday. That's my first thought. And then if there's any watches or warnings related to severe storms Wednesday, it'll be Wednesday afternoon, evening at this point, and we'll watch and see how that evolves. Don't worry, if there's a blizzard warning, I went to Dairy Queen. We'll say that with confidence. And that's what we have. That's what I have for you. We're going to let you go. I'm going to get ready for the show about 10, 15 minutes or so on Channel 3. We'll hope to catch you then. In the meantime, buckle up. Hang on. Spring taking us for a ride. That's for sure. Have a great rest of your Sunday night. You'll have your next forecast update after mine here in a little bit on TV with Amelia in the morning, Jack during the middle of the day, Chief Meteorologist Kevin Leidy